episode of Whitby, Guernsey Knit. If you are a new viewer, then thank you for joining me and I hope you enjoy, and if you are a regular viewer, then thank you for continuing to watch. For those of you who don't know, my name's Alana and I live in a little village in between the town of Whitby and the village of Runswivk Bay in North Yorkshire, England. I'm recording today and it's the 25th, I'll have to check that, yeah, 25th of August bank holiday Monday, and the temperature here is 28 degrees Celsius. It's been the most beautiful, absolutely gorgeous summer well, as long as I can remember really, apart from when I was at secondary school. I think I was 14 in 1976 and that was a lovely summer, but gosh, it has been beautiful. So I thought, well, the weather forecast is due to change according to the weather forecasters, so I thought I'll come on and do an outside vlog, and it might be the final time until next spring and summer. As I mentioned on my last vlog, I haven't done much knitting. I still haven't, because the weather's continued to be absolutely glorious. So I've been out and about in the garden and the allotment and taking my grandson out to the beach, picnics, etc. And just making the most of being able to be out in the morning and stay out until evening and feel lovely and warm. So I really wanted to make the most of it. And everything that when I've tried to knit, like I said on the last vlog, my hands have just got too hot. It's just been too hot. So there isn't much to tell you, but I have done a little bit. So on the last vlog, I'd begun the inner circle sweater from Drops. I've managed to print out the pattern actually, so I'll show you the pattern. So it's this jumper, and I hadn't got very far at all, and I still haven't got a lot done, but I've got the yoke done. So it's knitted in Drops alpaca, which has been so warm to knit out. That's why I've knitted other things which I don't usually do at all. So I've got as far now as I've completed. I don't know if you can see, I hope you can see. I've completed the yoke. I've divided for the sleeves, and I'm now just knitting in the round in the darker of the two colours. It's a really subtle change of colour, and you can, I don't know if you can see it on camera, but you can actually distinguish the pattern here live. So the two colours I chose, I maybe should have chosen two contrasting ones, but I did really want similar, are these. Hopefully you can see the slight contrast, but if I took a black and white photo that would not show up very well, but I didn't want a really deep contrast. So it's beautiful. It's knit on 4mm needles, and it's going fine as far as it can do with the weather, but actually it is okay. A lady actually sent me a message, and I've forgotten her name, but she said she calls this, she's knitted this jumper, this sweater, and she calls it her Christmas sweater because she's knitted it in red and cream. How lovely is that? Really nice. So thank you for that comment, it was lovely. So yeah, so I've got so I'm just going to start doing the body now really. But I have to keep putting it down. I've not done that much. In between, I have done a few other things. On the last vlog, again, I was using Coastal Colours. I'll just get it so you can see. Coastal Colours yarn that I'd got from the Yorkshire Yarn Festival. And it's this beautiful blue, and as I said, I was going to knit socks and it was just too nice to use on socks. I didn't really want it hidden. So this yarn is by Coastal Colours, I'll put all this in the description box anyway. And I knitted this scarf from a free pattern from Ravelry called Tania by Eva Kesaku, and it was knit on 4mm needles. The yarn is 4-ply and it's 50% tencel and 50% merino, and it is gorgeous and soft. It's so lovely. It was a really simple pattern. It didn't make my hands too hot. Basically it is just yarn over needle, knit 2 together and garter stitch, and it's just a repeat of how many garter stitches, I can't remember now, 2, 4, 6 I think, and then is it 12, but it is a really nice pattern, and I'll put it on and show you if you can get a view of it. Really nice, really soft against my skin, so that's lovely, and I'm sure I will wear that. I'm so glad I didn't knit a pair of socks with it because I didn't need another scarf, but I'm so glad I didn't. So that is finished. Then the other thing I knitted was I had another skein of yarn from the Yorkshire Yarn Festival, my final one, because I'd gone mad and just bought one skein of this, one skein of that, looking at the beautiful colours. And it was this yarn. It was, I'll show you what it is. It's from the WoollyTangle, and it's 4-ply fingering superwash, 100 grams in 50% merino wool and 50% silk, and this colour was called Pulmonaria. This is the most beautiful wool that I've ever knitted with. I've just been knitting a little square for something, and when I started knitting it with it again, I thought, gosh, it's just exquisite. It's the best wool, as I say, that I've knitted with. I cannot speak more highly of it. So I thought, I am not knitting a pair of socks with that beautiful yarn. Don't think I've held this up with her. I'll put it in the description box though. WoollyTangle, and then her gmail.com. So I decided to knit a hat, and I used, wherever it is, my booklets that I got from the charity shop. I've really made use of these, so I scanned through the 3 booklets that I had, and I found, because I only had 100 grams, so I was really what's the word, well, I was unable to select a lot of things. So I managed to find, now I had this ready so I didn't have to, managed to find this hat here, and it's in garter stitch, easy to do, no thinking really. It was just a rectangle, and I thought, how on earth is this going to knit into a hat? But I followed the pattern. As I said before, at the beginning of here you get yarn groups, and the hat was knitted in yarn group A with 2 strands held together. So I thought, I didn't do a swatch, I thought I'm just going to do it. If it doesn't fit, I'll adjust it and make a bigger rectangle or smaller rectangle. So you had to put 2 strands of this yarn group A, which is basically 4-ply together. So it roughly made a double knit. Not quite really a double knit, and I'll tell you how I know that in a minute. And you just knitted the rectangle, and then you sewed it all at the top. I had a woolly pom-pom, and it's just a simple hat. Sorry about that motorbike noise in the background. It fits okay, shorter than what I usually wear because it gets really cold here. But it's lovely and it's incredible. So I finished that, and then my final knitted finish is a pair of Christmas socks, and here they are. I actually aren't that keen on the colour. I like the red, I like the green, but I don't like this dirty looking pink. I sent for this wool and I thought it would be brighter than what it was. It wasn't expensive. It's this wool, Christmas Classics Festive Feet. And it is 75% wool and 25% nylon, and it doesn't feel that good, but it was only cheap in comparison to my skeins from that yarn festival. They were absolutely beautiful. So this pattern is a pattern that I usually knit. It's let me have a look. It's the vanilla socks from Crazy Sock Lady. They fit me well, and I just wanted something simple while the weather's been so warm, just something simple to sit down and knit and not get overheated. So when you go on to Crazy Sock Lady, she has lots and lots of videos, tutorials as well, and this vlog is so well explained and shot so well, you can really follow it if you're a beginner knitter. I mean, I don't advocate knitting socks as a beginner knitter. I think that they're too complicated. So many people suggest that, and I don't think that's a beginner knitter. But if you're a knitter and you haven't knitted socks before, it's a really good one to use. So that's all I've done, I'm afraid. I've got lots of things planned, but I'm not going to say what I'm going to do because the plans won't pan out if the weather continues. So the other thing I have just been doing, a mindless task basically, but while it's been hot, is knitting some squares for a project that I'm thinking about doing, and I shall tell you about that later. But when I said about the hat not knitting quite to the tension, you can see here that it's slightly less wide than the next couple, only slightly, but you can tell. So it didn't matter for that pattern, to be honest. So but just so you know, it wasn't to the tension of that hat pattern. So I think that is everything. I have been to Runswivk Bay actually, which is north of Whitby. When you leave Whitby and you go north, you come to Sands End, which is a beautiful village, and then a couple more villages on. If you stay on the coastal road, you come to Runswivk Bay. So I went there and recorded a few clips, and I've put them together. I have never ever seen Runswivk Bay so busy ever. Not many people live there all year round actually at all, and it's beautiful, but there were so many people on the beach, all around, in the alleys, outside in houses, in the gardens, because of the beautiful weather. So if you don't want to watch that, then I'm going to end the vlog here and you can switch off. But I just wanted to say thank you to everyone who's commented and watched my vlogs. It's really heartwarming to see that you bother to tune in. So thank you for watching, thank you for liking, and thank you for subscribing. and I shall see you next time. Bye. We're a little bit more than halfway down the bank now, and this is the view that you're greeted by. Isn't it wonderful? you this little post box with the knitted afternoon tea on. Very apt. Show you pan around here. Tide's out. It looks so much nicer when the tide is in the bay. It's incredibly busy. I've never ever seen Runswivk Bay so busy. But everywhere you go, there's just little turns and little alleyways to go up and down. Because we've had such a beautiful summer, everyone's flower tubs and baskets are absolutely stunning because the wind and the salt air hasn't really penetrated and ruined them. Just look at that hydrangea over that wall. Absolutely glorious. These sunflowers, incredible. And bees on the lavender. Don't know if you can hear them buzzing. It must be quite sheltered here because there's lots of figs on that tree and they are ripe. And then here is an olive tree and it's really quite tall. It's got so many olives on. Wow. Little microclimate. Right, continue going down. I'll just show you the pathway. It's so old. Imagine people living here hundreds of years ago. It wouldn't have looked like this, would it, with this, everything so well kept. Right, we're coming to the little bridge now, which actually marks the end of the bay really. But across here, although it says private land, there's a lovely cottage. I'll just see if I can show you. So here in winter, I mean it's beautiful today, really warm, but in winter when the tide comes up, the waves are lashing up against here, they come right up to this cottage, onto the walls. You just can't believe it, can you? The contrast.